Chapter 7, page 33. Daniel sat on his heels and watched the water. He had walked downriver for more than 2.5 miles until he had found a likely-looking spot at which to cross. He had been watching it for a long time. It didn't look too deep, and the current appeared to be slow enough that he could get across without too much trouble. He thought about the 3 boys back at the camp, and how, for a little while, things had been different among them. For the first time he could remember, Daniel had actually felt like part of a group. Then they had turned on him. They had all been asleep when he had silently withdrawn this morning. He had purposely left early so that he wouldn't have to face their empty goodbyes. Daniel looked at the sky. Dark clouds were forming to the east. It would probably rain before afternoon. He smiled. With any luck, he would be halfway home before it hit. Still, he didn't move to cross the river. He knew he was stalling. His thoughts kept going back to the trio on the mountain. He doubted they even knew how to start a fire. Why should I care? Daniel suddenly stood up and stepped out into the water. He stopped and thought of what his Uncle Schmitty would say about his leaving 3 helpless boys stranded on the mountain. On the other hand, there's really no rush. Maybe I'll just hang around up here for a while. You and your big ideas. Brandon paused and looked around them. Some shortcut, Scotty. We've been walking for hours, probably in circles. Why do I ever listen to you? We should have crossed the river, like Daniel said. Nobody stopped you. Scotty was breathing hard. You weren't too anxious to swim across that river last night. That's because last night I was dumb and listened to you 2. Daniel knows what he's doing. Didn't you see him? He fed us and kept us dry, not to mention the fact that he saved Troy's life. Troy sat on a log. Let's take a break. I'm beat. We can argue all we want, but it doesn't help our situation. We're lost. A drop of rain the size of a quarter hit him on the nose. Great. This is all we need. Come on. Scotty led the way through the brush. We need to get under a tree, like the one Daniel found, before we get soaked. As if on cue, the heavens opened and unleashed a furious downpour. Before they could take 10 steps, it was raining so hard it was difficult to see where they were going. The boys crashed through the brush and dove under the first big tree they came to. The only problem was the space under the tree happened to be occupied. The little striped animal stamped its feet and hissed in warning. Then it whirled and in a flash sprayed them with foul-smelling liquid. Scotty got the worst of it, right in the face. He screamed and ran back into the rain, holding his hands over his eyes in pain. Brandon grabbed Scotty's arm and pulled him to another tree Troy had found a few yards away. They huddled together near the base of the tree while the wind blew sheets of rain at them. They were helpless. There was nothing they could do but cover their heads and wait out the storm.